lesson in a manageable time frame. I felt like I did pretty good as far as like staying on pace. But yeah, I mean, I would say overall, I feel like we covered the content we needed to. I wish we could have made it more engaging, interesting, and then also spent more time with each group so I could get to understand their individual needs.
What would have made your lesson a 10?
If I could see that the kids were enjoying what I'm teaching and they're answering the questions, and I'm seeing that their guided practice and the independent practice they're working on is meeting the objective, then that would probably be it.
Okay.
And also basing the results off of the exit tickets and the assessments.
So this is a similar question because, as you noticed, like almost every question that I've been asking you is leading you towards the next question. What exactly would students be doing for your lesson to be a 10?
Kind of like what I said for the last one. I think just, I mean, you can tell when a student is truly engaged and truly gets it. They have that aha moment, and I think that's what would really make it is if I felt like the things that I'm teaching throughout the lesson was making it click, because really it's all about student outcomes. And so if I could see that, and I can see that they're all involved working together, and then I have them do the exit tickets and it looks like, all right, they got it, I mean, to me, that's a 10. I'm not saying that it still couldn't be improved, but I would say that that's what I would be looking for.
And how can we measure? Is it just by the aha moment? How can we measure this?
To me, I think it's all about multiple measures of assessment. I think it's going to be the aha moment is part of it. Witnessing the observable, just observations, formative assessment, summative assessment. For this lesson particularly, it was gauging how are they doing working independently, and then also on those exit tickets to see did they actually get the concept that was being taught. And then that's going to go along with looking at their current their grade books and looking at the history of their previous scores too.
Awesome. So let's try to, I want you to work with me and think about what would be your goal. What's your next goal? Now that you've identified some areas of need, what would you like to work on?
I think just better planning my lessons, so that way there's less wasted time in between, and less spur of the moment decisions, to where I kind of already mentally am preparing and thinking ahead of what the situation, what stuff I might encounter during the lesson.
Okay. Anything else?
So the main things that I can think of.
Okay, that's awesome. So I only have one suggested strategy, and I know you were talking a lot about student engagement, and that all comes together with the planning the lesson. Maybe thinking about your student engagements before you actually, if you want collaborative conversations, maybe thinking to yourself, what am I going to have students actually talk about before they actually have those conversations? So setting up those conversations way before, thinking about them, if you're going to need frames, if you have English language learners, thinking about who is your population in the classroom. As you conduct your lesson, make sure that you know who they are and make sure that you know their levels so that you're able to address their needs. That would be the suggestion that I would have for you as a strategy that you might want to consider for student engagement that gets them talking to each other. And other than that, I mean, do you have anything else that you'd like to share?
No, I think that's a good idea. I think coming up with those questions to get them thinking critically about something, I think that would make a difference in the engagement part.
Okay, so basically that's the way that we do our coaching here at our site. So we go and we watch a lesson, and after they finish their lesson, we bring the teachers, we get together, and the coaches, and there was 5 of us. There still is, but I actually work in a different department, but I'm still considered one of the coaches. We came up with this based on the Jim Knight. I don't know if you know who Jim Knight is. He's actually a guru in coaching. And we took some of his courses, and a lot of this is a lot of just listening. If you notice, I didn't talk a lot. I just asked you the questions, and you talked and talked and talked. And that's good. That's what you want. You want them to be reflecting on what they're saying. And then all we do is we're just there sort of guiding And it's almost like the questions that I asked you, you were like perfect. You came up, started with the next question, and you just kept adding a little bit. So it just goes a little bit deeper into the next question. It's nothing like, it's not really about me as the person that's asking it. I'm not the expert. I'm just there helping them sort of to reflect. That's all I'm there for. I'm there to guide. And then if they decide, oh, well, you know, can I see you model a lesson? We will model lessons. But a lot of them is just working on them building, you know, the way that they're teaching, being conscious of it. That's basically it. And then we might offer a strategy, it depends. Sometimes the teacher gets all the strategies, you know, they already know, oh, you know what, I have all these goals. I have this goal, this goal, this goal that I would like to accomplish. And if there's something that we notice that they don't say, then we say, oh, you know, you might want to work on this. And they say, I don't know how to do that. Then you say, oh, well, then I can support you with that. But and then we set up a time where we observe them again, and sometimes we even videotape the teachers, and we just try to support all of that. So basically, that was all I was going to do. That's mine.
I think it was awesome. You did great. And I think you're right about like the self-reflection part. Because I think when you force somebody to assess themselves, you know, it kind of humbles them, and it makes it less defensive, to where instead of just hearing the suggestions, it's forcing them to reflect on themselves, and then kind of breaks the barriers down when you have that conversation. That's one thing that I do when I had to do these observations. I told them straight up, like, look, I don't have a lot to, you know, measure because I've only been here so long, and so I sent them out the rubric, and I had them do like a self-assessment, and I had them establish goals for each of the teaching standards. And so we kind of went off of that as we had the conversations. And what was crazy is like a lot of the observations that I was going to suggest, they were already, you know, they pointed out themselves. So I was like, all right, cool. I don't have to bring up every little nitpicky thing. It was kind of like, well, you know, I agree. This is an area that you need to work on. And also you might want to think about this too.
So there was
the inquiry questions too, just letting them talk. So I don't know. Would you want to share those questions that you have, and I can just try to go down and use that as a template, because I don't know. I mean, I may not go off of exactly, but I can try it that way.
Sure. Yes. I just don't have them in, you know, I'd have to, do you want to just write them? It's good. I know they're actually, I went and I should have scanned them before I even told my friend, I'm going to scan these up because these were from my site. And all I did was bring it because I couldn't find it. Maybe let me see if I can find it in my Google stuff. If not, what we can do is I can just go through them, and you can